After weeks of leaks and non-stop hype, it's finally official. GPT 5.1 is here. From the early GPT 5.1 thinking references buried inside ChatGPT's code to all the rumors about new reasoning upgrades. And now, OpenAI has finally confirmed it. We got two new models, GPT 5.1 Instant and GPT 5.1 Thinking, plus some big updates that make ChatGPT feel smarter, faster, and honestly more human. So in this video, I'll break down everything new, how these models are different, what's actually improved, and what this means for how we will be using ChatGPT going forward. So let's jump right in. So what exactly is new with GPT 5.1? This update is a pretty big deal. It's not a full jump to GPT-6, but is easily the biggest improvement we've seen since GPT-5 launched. OpenAI actually released two new models, GPT 5.1 Instant and GPT 5.1 Thinking, and both are built to feel more natural and a lot more capable. Let's start with Instant. This is the main model most people will be using. It's faster, lighter, and now has a much warmer personality by default. When you talk to it, it actually feels more human. It jokes a little, it reacts more naturally, and it understands tone better. It's still fast, but the responses sound less robotic and more like a real person who gets what you mean. Then there's GPT 5.1 Thinking. This is the most advanced reasoning version. This one takes time when you ask harder questions instead of always responding at the same speed. It now adjusts based on how complex your request is. So for simple stuff, it answers quickly, but for deeper tasks like coding, math, or analysis, it slows down, thinks more carefully, and gives you a stronger, more accurate response. OpenAI also says GPT 5.1 does a much better job at following instructions, so if you tell it to write something in a specific tone, or keep it short, or explain it like you're 5, it's just more consistent now. Overall, GPT 5.1 feels like a smoother, smarter, and more human version of ChatGPT. He officially started rolling out today for paid users, that's Pro, Plus, and Business, and free users will start seeing it in the next few days. So now that we know what's new, let's dive into the first model, GPT 5.1 Instant, and see what makes it different. Alright, let's start with the GPT 5.1 Instant. So OpenAI is saying that this model is supposed to be warmer by default and more conversational, and based on its early testing, apparently surprises people with its playfulness while remaining clear and useful. So to show an example, what they have shown is that, let's say an individual, and this example is Ron, is saying that I'm feeling stressed and could use some relaxation tips. The older GPT-5, or the one that we're kind of used to, would give it, obviously, relaxation tips, but it'll be straight to the point, like here, take a quick reset, 10 to 20 minute recharge, XYZ, gives you a tactical breakdown of what to do. But on the other hand, there's some more conversational with the GPT 5.1 Instant. Number one, it acknowledges you. I've got you, Ron. Like, that's totally normal, kind of becoming more of a friend rather than just a robotic answering machine. And you can see that, okay, it does list out all the tactics, but it's more conversational. Name what you see, pick up 5 things. If you need to slow down to XYZ, then even when both of these situations end off, you can see that this one feels a little bit more cold compared to what we see here. It's saying, would you like me to tailor a short 5-minute routine you could do right now? Obviously, like, I'll be honest, when I'm seeing these two things, I don't see it yet, but maybe when more and more people use it and are engaging with it, we could see the model becoming more personalized and becoming more approachable rather than the cold version that we're seeing. Alright, now let's talk about GPT 5.1 Thinking. This is supposed to be their most advanced model built for complex reasoning and problem solving. So this version is all about depth, is designed to spend its time more intelligently, and instead of giving every question the same amount of effort, it kind of adjusts how long it thinks based on the difficulty of what you ask it. So if you're asking something simple like a quick definition or short answer, it responds faster than before. But when you ask something deeper like writing strategy analysis, solving a tricky math problem, or debugging code, it actually slows down, reasons through it, and gives you a more complete answer. OpenAI even shared data showing how this works. Compared to GPT-5, the new GPT 5.1 Thinking spends about 57% less time on easy tasks and up to 70% more time on harder ones. That means it's roughly twice as fast on simple questions, but twice as thorough on the toughest ones, which is a much smarter use of reasoning time. And it's not just about speed, the answers themselves are clearer. GPT 5.1 Thinking avoids jargon, explains ideas step by step, and is easier to understand even when it's handling technical stuff. So if you use ChatGPT for deeper work like research, analysis, or anything that needs logic and structure, this is the model you need to try out. Obviously, it's more patient, more precise, and overall feels like an AI that actually thinks before it talks. One of the coolest parts of this update isn't even the models themselves, it's about how much more control you now have over how ChatGPT sounds. OpenAI completely revamped tone and personality settings in GPT 5.1. Before, you basically had to stick with whatever default vibe ChatGPT had, maybe slightly friendly or precise, but nothing major. Now you can actually choose from a range of preset styles like professional, friendly, candid, quirky, efficient, nerdy, and cynical. Each one changes how the model responds. Professional keeps things clean and polished, great for emails or work reports. Friendly is warm and chatty but perfect for everyday questions. Candid sounds direct but encouraging. And quirky adds personality and imagine, which is ideal for creative stuff. But it goes even further. You can now fine-tune how ChatGPT communicates. You can adjust sliders for how warm, concise, or expressive it should be, even control how often it uses emojis or bullet points. And it can pick up on your preferences mid-conversation. If you say something like, "Can you sound a bit more casual?" ChatGPT can automatically offer to update its tone for the rest of the chat. Basically, GPT 5.1 isn't just smarter, it's actually more personal at the same time. It feels like your version of ChatGPT, not just everyone else's. Here's the thing, as exciting as GPT 5.1 sounds, this update also feels a bit rushed. It's not really a technical leap. Most of the changes are around tone, style, and personality, which, let's be honest, isn't what most power users were asking for. People have been waiting for deeper improvement, better long-term memory, stronger reasoning, and real multimodal features, but instead we got a new chat preset like quirky and professional. It kind of feels like OpenAI wanted something to drop before Gemini 3.0 lands. Google's next model is expected to push huge upgrades in reasoning, code generation, and multimodal understanding, all the stuff that actually moves AI forward. So while GPT 5.1 makes ChatGPT sound friendlier, Gemini 3.0 might make it smarter. Don't get me wrong, this release makes ChatGPT more fun and more approachable, and that matters for everyday users. But for people who use it as a serious work or research tool, it's hard not to feel like the real innovation is being delayed still. GPT 5.1 feels like a quality of life patch but not an actual breakthrough, and if Gemini delivers what the leak suggests, OpenAI might lose a lot of market share. If you enjoy this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.